microphone. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me now loud and clear. Give me just 1 second, guys. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron, and this is our Executive Director, Rich. We're here to give you guys kind of a little bit of severe weather coverage going on right now here. We're keeping an eye on this storm that's just to the southwest of Clinton area right now. It has shown signs of rotation for just a couple of minutes here. It looks like the rotation itself is not as strong as it was, but something that we're going to continue to monitor here. So just give me just 1 second, guys. It's just been a little bit. Let me go ahead and get the microphone up and going so y'all can hear me. But so for something that we're going to continue to monitor here, hopefully y'all can hear me loud and clear. This storm right in here that was just to the north of Morrilton, just to the north and east of the Russellville area, it has shown signs of rotation. As a matter of fact, this is the current low. We have a severe thunderstorm warning now. I don't know, it's going to go for Ashley County. That's for down there in Southeastern Arkansas. We'll get to that coming up here in just a second. But this storm in particular here, something that I'm going to continue to monitor. This is near Appleton or just to the west of the Center Ridge area. Right now, like I said before, there's no ongoing tornado warning or anything like that. We wanted to kind of break in just in case, because this thing showed a good amount of rotation just a little bit ago here. So you can see over the last couple of minutes here, the rotation itself, and this is what's tricky about these little storms when you're associated with the upper level low, is that they're going to spin, they're going to have this area of rotation, and then it's going to disperse. So anyone in this area that is in the Center Ridge area, this is up here north and east of the Russellville area, this is away from Conway, the Valonia area. Keep an eye on this storm. If it does produce a funnel cloud, make sure you get inside. Make sure you also report this in the National Weather Service, because we've had this issue today, especially up there in southern Missouri, where you've had these storms exhibit the rotation, they produce a tornado briefly, and then it goes back up here. So something that we're going to monitor, the storm, as I said before, let's go ahead and put a track on it real quickly here. And this particular area, which I'm going to watch very closely here, this area of rotation, I'm going to draw this out probably around 30 miles per hour. So it's going to go near Jerusalem, the Center Ridge area, Twin Groves, and also the Damascus area. So like I said before, this is not a tornado warning or anything like that. It's just something that I'm going to continue to monitor because it has shown a decent amount of rotation over the last couple of minutes here. So we're going to continue to monitor the storm. Rich, if a tornado warning does get issued, just let me know. But right in here, like I said before, the reason why we went live is because we were looking at radar and it was showing a good amount of rotation for just a little bit here. So let's go down to the lowest levels. I want to zoom down on this, and you can see where the rotation is. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our rotation tool up, and you guys are going to be able to see it. So it's right in here. It's very, very, very broad now compared to where it was before. This is near the Jerusalem area or just to the east of Appleton, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. So Jerusalem, Center Ridge, the Twin Groves area, and also Damascus. Keep an eye on this storm, like I said before, regardless of the tornado threat. It's also going to produce the potential of some gusty winds and large hail with this storm here. But we were sitting here, me and Rich and the rest of our team, we were just sitting here just watching this storm. And we're like, okay, did we go live? Or did we pull the trigger? Etc. here. So something that we'll have to continue to monitor as this pushes off towards the south and east here. Okay. Now let's zoom this out and let's take a look at this storm down here in southeastern Arkansas. Now this one down in here, severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour winds, upwards to 1 inch in diameter of hail with this storm here. So something that we'll continue to monitor. Like I said before, we told you guys earlier on that if these storms were to exhibit the rotation, this is something we'll have to continue to monitor. So at this time, Rich, do you have anything you need to report? Have you heard anything come across from Little Rock? Okay.
Not yet.
All right. So we're gonna get us a couple of more scans just to see what ends up happening. This is IX4 up to the National Weather Service in Little Rock if they decide to pull the trigger on this or not. But the special weather statement is going to go for our folks up here in Pope County, the higher elevations, and also I do believe that's going to be that's Conway County as well. So severe thunderstorm will impact portions of northeastern Conway County and also Pope County, so 9 o'clock. A strong thunderstorm near Jerusalem or 17 miles northeast of Russellville, moving southeast about 25 miles per hour. 40-mile-per-hour winds and also pea-sized hail will be possible with this storm here. So they did also mention that the development of funnel clouds will be possible with this storm. Something that we're going to monitor. Like I said before, I'm just going to draw this out for a few more minutes just to see what ends up happening. The rotation itself was just a little bit too strong for us to kind of not go live and talk about it here. So we'll continue to monitor here. But I want to stress this for those that are tuning in. This is not going to be a massive severe weather outbreak or a tornado outbreak. This is just something that we're going to kind of keep our P's and Q's up just for the rest of the evening here in case some of these storms do exhibit the rotation potential here. So what I'm going to do for just a little bit here, like I said, the storm down here and cross it, none of this is rotating. I will say this, the hail potential is definitely there, and also 60-mile-per-hour winds. I'm going to zoom this out, kind of show you guys what's preventing this from really taking off here in Arkansas. And that's going to be down here along the Gulf Coast here. You see all these warnings down here in the New Orleans area, down here along the Gulf Coast, all these flash flood warnings. This is what's keeping Arkansas from really experiencing the widespread severe weather threat across our area here. But they're taking the brunt of the severe weather down here along the Gulf Coast here. So, Rich, if you hear anything, let me know. Like I said before, I just didn't want to sleep on this storm because it had a good amount of rotation on it as it was coming out of Pope County. And this is what we're going to do, guys. If we see an area of rotation that has, that's pretty strong, we're going to go live. We're going to tell you guys about it before they pull the trigger for the tornado warning here. So, if you've heard anything, let me know.
Well, the only thing I can report, I'm going through the tilts, and it's got strong rotation straight to the top still. So, it's still holding on pretty good right now. So, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on still.
Definitely. So, give me just 1 second here. I do believe. Okay, that's what happened. All right, we got it. We got it taken care of. Okay. All right, so we're good now. So, like I said before, something that we're going to have to continue to monitor here. This one is going to be, like I said before, this is just to the north and east of Russellville. This is west of the Greenbrier area and north of Hattieville up here. This is in Pope County, and this is going to be moving to the east here. So folks over here, this is south of the Clinton area. This is along Highway 65. As a matter of fact, let's get some roads up real quick so y'all can kind of see what we're talking about. So this is, let me go over, that's Highway 65. This is 64, and then we're going to pull up the interstate here. So there's Interstate 40 right now. Like I said before, this is north of Morrilton, north and east of Russellville, west and northwest of the Greenbrier area. This is moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. So we could put a track on this real quickly here. Give me just 1 second. We'll get a track. And Rich, like I said before, if you keep me updated with the rotation, just let me know. For those that are wondering, that are coming in trying to figure out what's going on, the main reason we went live, and this is kind of our policy here, is that we give it 3 scans. If it has strong rotation all throughout the columns, you're talking the low level and the mid level, that's when we go live. We tell you guys about it that way. No one's caught off guard or anything like that. So we're going to continue to monitor here, like I said before, Hattieville around 11 minutes, Center Ridge around the next 23 minutes. Also Damascus area 43, Twin Groves around 44, the Guy and Greenbrier area right around the next 50 minutes here. And that is if it holds its current position here. You can see it has a hell core with it. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Like I said before, it exhibit that strong rotation when it was back out here in Pope County here. So let's zoom this down. You guys can see, first and foremost, this is where your hail core is, where you have the purple and the blue. This is where you're going to have that potential of some small hail. That's going to be right near the Brent's Farm Road. This is just to the east of the Jerusalem area, just to the west of the community of Center Ridge here. So what I'm going to do for just a little bit, let's take a look at the rotation. So like I said before, this is not the most impressive rotation on the planet, but it's enough to kind of warrant us to kind of be like, hey, keep an eye on this storm. You know, what we saw back up there in Missouri earlier on today, you had that strong rotation, and it did. I don't know if it went warned or not. I'm not sure how everything went.
No, it never went warned.
It never went warned. So this is why we're live right now. This is why I give you guys that heads up on if this thing produces a brief tornado or not. So the Jerusalem area is something we'll continue to keep an eye on. Like I said before, this is not going to produce a massive, EF3, EF4 tornado, but it does have that rotation. It's kept it for the last couple of scans, and it's something that we're going to continue to monitor. I do note that National Service and Little Rock did mention that there are potential funnel clouds that we'll have to keep an eye on with this storm as it pushes out towards the south and east at about 25 miles per hour here. So, Rich, what do you think? Next couple of scans, just kind of keep an eye on it?
Yeah, I'm waiting for at least 1 or 2 more scans. A higher tilt is showing a little weakening, which, that's great news.
Yeah,
obviously.
that's great. Yeah, we were keeping an eye on it, and like I said before, folks, this is not something that we just go live, just for the spite of it. We were watching this storm all the way back over here in Pope County and POP, by the way, not the one in Mena, the one up here in Russellville. And we were watching it, and we were like, okay, do we go live? Do we kind of, do a radar update, something like that? And the rotation just looked too strong for us to just kind of not, for us to ignore it. So, like I said before, folks that live along Highway 95, that's going to be 124. This is west of the community of Center Ridge. This is just to the east of Appleton. For those that, are Conway, the Greenbrier area, anything like that, there's no threat to those areas. This is going to be for our folks up here just north of the Morton area. As a matter of fact, what I can do is I can get the counties up. If you give me just a second, I get the counties up so you guys kind of have a visual on what the counties look like here. So this is Pope County, POPE. This is Perry. This is going to be Faulkner County, Van Buren County. The storm of question right now is going to be moving into northwestern Conway County. That's going to be in the community of Jerusalem. This is just to the west of the community of Center Ridge right now. So, like I said, it's not the most impressive rotation on the planet. We can take a look at the gate shear, and it's just your area of rotation would be right in here. You would want these greens and this blue that you're seeing on the radar right now. You would want it to be right over where the area of rotation would be. So right now, it just doesn't scream that this is going to produce a tornado or anything like that. It was just a little bit too close of a call because it had the rotation with it over the last couple of minutes here. And you could take this back here. As a matter of fact, as it was coming out of Pope County, you can see the area of rotation in question. It's definitely got what we call a mesocyclone, basically a base. It has a base of where the area of rotation would be. So the last couple of scans here over in the last 5 minutes, it does look like the area of rotation is starting to broaden out. The storm is starting to weaken. And as this continues to push off towards the east, this may be a situation where this just completely dies out and then we're good. But whenever we're doing severe weather coverage, whenever we're keeping an eye on things, this is something that we have to watch because you get one of these little brief spin-ups, and if you don't catch it in time, it can easily produce a brief tornado and then it's gone. So those that are, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say this was an unusual special weather statement as well. That was technically, without saying it, tornado possible.
Yeah, because it mentions at the end about the funnel cloud potential.
Yeah. So that's the main reason why we quickly went. I will say, though, latest scan has picked up velocity now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the latest scan in or not.
I do. It's on our screen. Also, I wanted to kind of show you guys this. First and foremost, Missouri, they have another severe thunderstorm warning toward Pulse up here. So these storms up here are rotating. We'll have to keep an eye on these storms as they're pushing up towards the east. But I wanted to kind of show you guys this, and this is going to be the tornado threat for tonight. And you notice something. There's two areas. There's two separate areas. There's one along the Gulf Coast with that cluster of storms that we mentioned earlier on the page. And then there's a separate area up here in Arkansas that's just highlighted by itself. And this is where you have to watch out for that brief tornado potential as we move into the night. So, like I said before, this is not us just going live, for the spite of it. We told you guys earlier on that if these produces a brief tornado, or, if we see that strong rotation, that we were one button away from going live, and that's what we got. So, right now, the area of rotation we're going to have to watch, that's in northwestern Conway County. And then we're going to have to watch these storms down here in southeastern Arkansas. As a matter of fact, give me just a second. I'm going to take a look at these storms down here. These down here were producing some gusty winds and some large hail. So I'm going to go to Jackson's radar, and we're going to take a look at this storm here in question. It's going to be in Ashley County. I do believe it's going to be coming up here in just a second. Main threat is going to be for the potential of some gusty winds, large hail. Let's go over to the reflectivity, the normal way we look at the radar. And right now, you can definitely see this is just to the north and west of the Conway area. Across it, west of the Hamburg area, and this is south of Fountain Hill. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Main threat, like I mentioned before, is going to be for the potential of some large hail down here and some gusty winds. I'm not really seeing any rotation within this storm. We could take a look at it for a brief bit. I will keep an eye on that one. That's just to the west of the community, the Hamburg area, or just southwest of Fountain Hill. I'll keep an eye on this. Right now, it looks like this is mainly going to produce large hail. But like I said before, we do have that small tornado risk for tonight. So something that we'll have to continue to monitor here. But let's go back up to this storm real quickly here. And like I said, Rich, if you hear anything urgent, feel free to comment or break in at any time here. But right now, we're just going to keep an eye on it. This is just in the north and east of the Jerusalem area. Main threat with this, regardless of the tornado threat, is going to be some gusty winds and some hail as this continues to push off. to the southeast at about 25 miles per hour. Go ahead, Rich. Oh, sorry. I was saying you can go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say something. I was like, okay, probably just long-winded. Yeah, I'm just continuing to like constantly monitor several north and south, and it looks like nice little hail core has definitely been forming down there and across that, and you got ping pong ball size hail. Other threats that are let's see, there I don't believe there's much else except for the storms from Louisiana coming up, besides the storms coming through Oklahoma into Arkansas, and we only have we got a couple special weather statements and a severe thunderstorm warning down there. So really not too much else to really report on all this. I've been looking through Twitter and Facebook to see if anybody spotted anything. I haven't seen anything yet. I've got nothing on IMBot. So it's relatively quiet, thankfully.
I'm going to take a look at something real quickly here. And I haven't used this product on here in a while. I want to see.
And it looks like we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning down there.
Down there in Southeast Arkansas? Yeah.
Yeah, for Desha and Drew.
Okay. So I want to take a look at something here. I don't know if this is going to load up for me or not. I don't know, because looks like basically what I'm doing is I'm pulling up any potential rotation with this storm here. It looks like we haven't had much down here. I'll take a look at the one down here in Southeast Arkansas. As you can see, there's the hail potential with this storm here. Both storms will be capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and large hail with that storm as it moves up towards the north and east here. But what I'm going to do, like I mentioned before, I haven't had a chance to really kind of use this product because I don't know if it's ready for the main time yet. But we're going to take a look at this here. So this is what we call the rotation tracks. And right now, I haven't seen any evidence that, and this is looking at the low level, by the way, I haven't seen any evidence that this storm up here has actually, connected to the ground, done any damage or anything like that, which is really good news. But if you give me just 1 second, like I said before, this is something that we were wanting to kind of test out. I was kind of saving this before, for the next big event, but I wanted to kind of show you guys this. So this is what we call the rotation tracks here. So what you're looking at, this is the green, and this is the light green. You start getting into the colors here. Matter of fact, let me see if I can switch over the header for just a minute here. And I wanted to show you guys this because we were taking a look at this storm. This is what kind of warranted us going live here. So this was showing a good amount of rotation on its southern end as it was moving out of the Pope County area. So give me just 1 second. Let me see if I can get, I think like I said before, this is something just kind of on demand. We haven't had a chance to kind of pull this product out for, prime time just yet. But basically what this is, what you're looking at, is what we call a rotation tracker. And you can see it as it was crossed over Highway 27, as it was moving over the Appleton area. It had what we call that low-level rotation. Now, whenever you're talking about tornado potential, obviously you need more than just low-level rotation. You need it to connect to the mid-levels as well, which is something that we can take a look at. If you give me just 1 second, it should be pulling up here in just a second. So this is what kind of warranted us to kind of go live, because you can see on our scale, this had almost right on the high end of weak rotation here. Now, this was coming out of the Pope County area. So we'll keep an eye on it. It did have some weak mid-level rotation, by the way, Rich, this was coming out of the Pope County POPE area. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said before, I was hoping to kind of use this product on a bigger event, but I wanted to kind of show you guys the bigger reason why we're live, even though there's no tornado warning or anything like that at this current time here. So, Rich, need your input. What do you think? Do you think it's good enough to kind of let it go right now? Looks like the area of rotation is not as broad as it was before, but it did have that rotation as it was coming out of the Pope County area.
It did, and I would rather go live with it not producing anything than not go live and people not be warned ahead of time. And so, we're both thankful that it didn't produce, because we don't want those to produce.
Definitely.
At all. Yeah. But yeah, upper level rotation is while the velocity has increased some, it's not impressive. yeah, it's kind of falling apart, and I think that's just the was that the downplink draft?
The reflect downdraft, RFD. Yeah.
Yeah, the RFD. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's starting to, basically what that means is it's starting to
Mhm.
gust itself out and nothing to really be too concerned about. I will say for our folks down here in Southeastern Arkansas, severe thunderstorm warning does continue for our folks down here in Ashley and Drew counties, and also southwestern Shea County. That's going to go until 9:30 this evening. These storms are moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour winds, and also the potential of large hail with these storms here. Fortunately for our folks down here, none of these storms are rotating right now. Like I mentioned before, I want to show you guys that product, but it's not 100% ready for the prime time just yet. I do love how it had, it showed that rotation coming out of the Polk County area, but it's not quite just ready just yet. It just needs a little bit more tweaking, and we'll show you guys that in real time, hopefully in future events. But right now, this is what we have. We've got these storms coming out of Ashley County, moving into Drew and southwestern Shea County. Coming along Highway 65. This is south and east of downtown Monticello. This is north and east, by the way, of the community of Crossett down there. And also it's going to be to the east of Lacey and west of Lake Village. So if you're traveling on 65 right now, coming out of the metro, going down towards Lake Village, I would watch out for some hail. As a matter of fact, you can take a look at this one storm that is just to the southwest of the community of McGee. You see that blue and the white cores in there just south of Collins. That is showing some very, very large hail potential with that. That's going to be right over County Road 51. So this is west of Dermont, southwest of the McGee area, and this is south and east of downtown Monticello. So if you're traveling on Highway 35 right now, you don't even want on County Road 51, or that's going to be, give me just 1 second, that's County Road 364, and then that's going to be Highway 278 up here that comes out of McGee. Keep an eye on the storm here. Let's take a look at the hail tracker with this. The current hail size, right? As a matter of fact, it should be coming up here in just a little bit. But based off the reflectivity, I would say it would produce upwards to a quarter, maybe a $half size hail with this storm as it pushes off to the north and east here. I'm not sure why it's not coming up on our end, but you could definitely see it on the on our reflectivity at this point. What you got for me, Rich?
I really nothing. I was trying to sit here and examine the hail tracker, and it doesn't look like. Okay, hold up. Yeah, we're getting 2 inch. Yeah, up to 2 inch up in the atmosphere. 2 inch hail on that new severe thunderstorm warning for Desha and Drew County.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does look like it is finally developing some pretty decent hail with that hail core it's got it going on.
Yeah, so we'll continue, like I said, we'll continue to monitor it. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. The thunderstorm wind gust potential should be coming up. I'm not sure why we're having these issues. I think it's a Little Rock problem. Let me see if I can do this. Let's go over to Jackson for just a little bit, because I'm pretty sure Jackson will show it. And let's go back over the same product. There we go. Should be coming up here in just a second. I see it loading up on our server over here. So give it just a little bit here, and there it goes. So main threat with these storms here is going to be potential of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. You can see these storms coming out of Ashley County. The purples that you see, that's going to be wind gusts upwards to 60 miles per hour. So we'll have to watch it. Rich, do you have anything in terms of any power outages potential down here in Southeastern Arkansas?
Let me pull that up real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
power outages are currently only 214 in Union County.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, and we could take a look at this storm. Wow, look at this one. This one's going to be right where we had it, where that reflectivity was showing at hail core. Right there on Collins Lacey Road. That is just to the south and west of the community of Collins. That is upwards to 2 inch in diameter hail. Keep in mind, you're looking up in the atmosphere, so it is going to melt on the way down to the ground. But that is going to be capable of producing at least 1 inch in diameter hail, maybe a little bit greater than that. As the storm pushes off towards the north and east here. So anybody on Highway 35 that's, coming out of Monticello, that's trying to go through Dermont, or trying to, go towards the Mississippi River, just keep an eye on the storm. The storm is going to be capable of producing some large hail. Newest scan of these storms down here in Ashley County, like I said before, these are going to be some loud storms. Some pea-sized hail could be possible, upwards to quarter-sized hail, and also the potential of 60 mile per hour winds as these storms move off to the north and east here. So, oh man, look at that! Yeah, look at that, the newest scan.
Yeah.
That one's just to the west of the community Collins area. Look at there, folks. That is producing. There it is. That's the bluest 1 inch in diameter, 2 inch in diameter hail down here. Then you start getting to the red, the yellow. That's producing almost per the atmosphere, by the way, almost 4 to 5 inch in diameter hail. Now, obviously, this is going to fall and it's going to melt as it comes down to the ground, but that's going to equate to easily about 2 to 3 inch in diameter hail down here. And this is going to go for our folks in Drew County. So this is just to the south and east of the Monticello area right now. Pretty decent hail core with this storm. We can take a look at the reflectivity, and wow, look at there. It is maxed out our reflectivity. That's along Highway 35 right now. So folks that are on 35 right now, or just to the south of Highway 4, keep an eye on this storm. If you can, I'd get your cars in the garage. Get some protection over them, because this could do some damage if the hail continues with this storm here, as it pushes off towards the north and east here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a track. Give me just 1 second. And we're going to put a track on this storm here as it pushes off towards the north and east. I'm going to clock it at about, let's zoom this out, to about 30 miles per hour. So McGee's going to be coming at you within the next 18 minutes. Reed over the next 22. Over towards Tiller within the next 23. Winchester right around 30. And then also for our folks in Watson, it's going to be coming at you over the next 50 minutes here. So to repeat, like I said before, this is not a tornado warning or anything like that. Just us going over severe weather for our folks down here in Southeastern Arkansas, because these storms down here are producing some significant hail as they're pushing up towards the north and east here. So anybody that's on 65 right now that just unfortunately has to come out from Tiller or the McGee area, you got a hailstorm coming your way here. So if you can, try to find a gas station, under one of those awnings, and kind of ride this out until this storm has pushed over that area over here down here in Highway 65. So Rich, do you have anything you need to report at this time?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the 300 people without power in Pope, P-O-P-E, County. That popped up just recently.
Is it from where that storm tracked over?
I can't answer that for certain.
Okay.
So we do all of a sudden
have 300
people without power.
Who's your energy who's your electrical company up there?
It's not Energy. It's Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative, and I went to their website to see the outage, and it gives a broad general warning symbol.
Okay. Because I know on Energy you can kind of zoom down and see the specific area. That's a little concerning, though. I do agree. That's a little concerning because it just jumped up to 300 all of a sudden with that storm coming over. So hopefully didn't produce anything like so forth. It's just something for us to go live because of the fact that it had pretty strong rotation as it was coming out of Pope County, POPE, and it kind of moved into the Conway County area here in Searcy County. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said before, right now, no ongoing tornado warnings or anything like that. I'm not expecting this to be an outbreak of severe weather. But we do have a low, we do have enough instability, and we do have just enough shear to kind of make things what we call a little bit interesting as we move into the evening here. So anything from SBC, I'm not imagining they're probably not going to go with a watch here because things are so isolated.
They issued a mesoscale discussion. They said 20% unlikely.
Okay, yeah, I figured as much because the coverage of the storms is not. It's not warranted for them to go, severe or tornado watch at this time here. But, boy, I tell you what, Rich, you got one crazy hailstorm fixing to get ready to move over Highway 65 and for our folks over here in McGee in the Tiller area. So, also, that's going to be along Highway 4 down here. So, anyone down here, that's going to be, in southern Deshay County, over here in eastern Drew County. This is east of Monticello, by the way. Keep an eye on this storm here. I mean, obviously, it's not producing a tornado. But, boy, the hail size with this. Matter of fact, let's take a look at it. The current hail size with the storm, the newest scans will be coming up here in just a second. It's got it. About 3 inch in diameter hail as it's moving out towards the north and east. And that's going to do some damage. So, keep that in mind for our folks along Highway 65, Highway 4 down here. We can zoom this down even further, kind of give you guys a little bit more of a street level view. That's going to be right over County Road 42. That's Highway 35. What we can do for just a little bit is kind of show you guys the hail size. Look at there. I mean, obviously, that is some significant hail. You keep in mind, you're looking up in the atmosphere with this hail. So this is obviously not coming down to the ground. This is not going to, drop like 6 inch diameter hail. However, what it will do is as it's melting down, coming down to the ground, it is going to melt, but it's still going to be capable of producing 2 to 3 inch diameter hail. Rich, I'm really surprised this warning, this severe thunderstorm warning has not gone considerable yet. Given the fact that we have a good amount of hail with this storm as it's moving out towards north and east here. So this ended up winning from a coverage up there in north central Arkansas. Now we're keeping an eye on our folks down here in southeastern Arkansas. So this is getting ready to cross over Highway 4. This is going to be right there on Highway 65. This is a little bit to the, this is like it's going to go right over, either just right over McGee, or it's going to be just to the west and northwest of McGee. And looks like it's going to go south of the community of the Tiller area. This is Highway 1 over here. So this is going to produce, and you can see with the reflectivity here, I'm going to clear off the traffic just a little bit. You notice these colors. You have your green, your yellow, your red, your purple. You have your blue, your white, your gray. The moment you start getting into the purple is where you start having the potential of some strong storms. And then you start getting into the blue, you start getting into the white, you start getting into the gray. The stronger the storm gets. As a matter of fact, we can take a look at what we call the DBZ level, and that's approaching 70, what we call 70 DBZ, 71 DBZ, which is capable of producing some significant hail. That's a very, very, very tall storm, and that's going to be capable of producing some significant hail down here in southeastern Arkansas. So for our folks over here in Tiller, that's going to alone Highway 65. We can actually zoom this down even further, kind of give you guys a perspective here. So those are on County Road 67 right now, County Road 363. That's going to be County Road 67. You see that gray over here. That is some significant hail right there on Solomon Allen Road down here. That's south of Highway 4. This is going to be Salem Collins Road over here. Let's take a look. That's also going to be, that's County Road 67. This is also 278 that crosses into Highway 4. And then also this is going to be, there's the community of McGee. And it's also just going to go towards Chickasaw Road up here. And also Old Tiller Highway. And then that's going to be Highway 65 up here that runs out in the McGee area. So like I said, folks, if you're in this area, if you know anyone down here in McGee, even if you don't know anyone down here, someone's traveling, they're coming out of Little Rock that takes 165, keep an eye on this storm. I mean, it's going to be producing some significant hail as it pushes out towards the north and east here. Matter of fact, Rich, I could probably, I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. We'll see. I want to see if it's going to be able to pull up some iDrive cameras down here, kind of what we've been doing with the last couple of events. Unfortunately, there's not one in that area. The closest one is going to be Lake Village, and it's looking south, and it's not even available. So they don't have any traffic cams down here for us to look at. But we'll keep an eye on it here. That's looking north, so not really seeing anything out of that. So yeah, the one that's going towards McGee, we can't give you guys a visual on it right now because there's no traffic cams down here along 65. But folks that are traveling right now on Highway 278. That's going to be Highway 65 over here. Keep an eye on this storm as it pushes out towards north and east here. Rich, do you have anything else you need to report in terms of power outages or anything at this time?
Well, we did a little investigating, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with National Weather Service. But there was a brief CC drop over there when it was looking very concerning.
Yeah.
And there was no hail reported in that section.
Yeah.
So
and that
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, that matches up to our rotation product too. The one we showed you guys earlier on. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that, folks. Like so forth. I'm hoping nothing touched down. Hoping there's no damage or anything like that. But man, that rotation was a little strong for comfort.
That's
and
that's exactly why we went live.
Yeah, that was a little bit because, like I said, we were sitting here watching it, and we were like, okay, did we do it? Did we go live? Something we'll watch. Gave it a couple of scans. It still had it. Yeah, definitely. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Hopefully, like I said before, nothing got damaged or anything, but could a brief tornado touchdown? I wouldn't rule it out because of how strong that rotation was.
Either that or a microburst.
Yeah. And it matches up to our product that we are, like I said, it's not ready for main time yet, but it's kind of an experimental deal right now. So right now, Rich, like I said, for monitoring these storms down here in southeast Arkansas, good amount of lightning with these storms. Let's take a look at it real quick. And good amount of lightning with these storms. They're also going to be capable of producing some significant hail, and that's going to be crossing over Highway 4. We could take a look at the hail product for just a little bit. And there's the latest hail core. Man, look at there. That is some
Yeah.
that is some significant hail getting ready to cross over Highway 4 right now. So, folks, if you're down here, make sure that your cars are, if you can find a gas station with one of those awnings, that'd be the best thing to do right now. I'm pretty certain you're probably, Rich and our moderator team, you're probably going to get some hail pictures or videos coming into the inbox, coming up here in a little bit for our folks down here in southeastern Arkansas. So we don't want you guys getting out in the elements. Wait till the storm has passed. This is kind of one of those hailstorms that, you're not going to miss it. The hailstones are still going to be on the ground for a little bit of time because it's going to produce a significant amount. But once the storm has passed, if you do have any hail pictures or video or anything like that, feel free to send that in and we'll get that posted on the page for you guys here. So other than that, Storm Rich, right now, I said before, I'm really surprised they haven't gone considerable with this just yet. I'm going to hang on for just a little bit longer just to see if they end up doing it or not. Let me pull this up. There we go. So this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for our folks in southwestern Deshay and northeastern Drew counties here. A severe thunderstorm was located near McGee, 7 miles northwest of Dermont, moving northeast at about 35 miles per hour. Ping-pong size hail, and also the potential of 60 mile per hour wind gusts with the storm. This is going to include Tiller, Winchester, McGee, Reed, the MacArthur area, Masonville, and also the Selma area down here as far as southeastern Arkansas. So 1.5 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds will be possible. Well, actually, not even possible. I'd be honest with you, probably likely with this storm as it pushes out towards northeast. So let's take a look at it real quick. That's about 64 mile per hour winds coming in. That'll do some combined with the hail. You have to watch out for some roof damage, some siding on the roof damage. I keep an eye on some power outages down here. Your infrastructure down here is not really, 2024 on par. So you get 60 to 70 mile per hour winds down here. It will produce some power outages given from, like I said, I used to live down here, so it don't take much for them to lose power. So just kind of keep that in mind here for our folks along Highway 4, and then for our folks up there along Highway 65 at this current time here. So other than that, Rich, if you have anything else you need to report, right now, so far, I think we're going to continue the radar updates on the page, and I'm going to hang tight for a little bit to kind of see what Jackson ends up doing with the storm. I don't know if they're going to go considerable tag with it or not. Regardless if they do or not, it is going to be capable of producing almost 2-inch in diameter hail, and also 60 mile per hour winds. You can go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have anything else. That special weather statement up there that where we had the rotation that finally dropped.
Okay, cool.
They didn't continue it. I am watching as the hail is slightly decreasing. It went all the way up to 4 down there and dropped. Yeah, and then it started dropping down a little bit. So, yeah, I'm very sorry if you live down there and went through that. I hope your cars were under something.
Yeah, they have, like I said, the insurance companies are there for a reason. You have car insurance. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of the ones that would bust out your windshields and do some roof damage and stuff like that here. So, like I said, whenever you're looking at a storm like this, radar's going to tell you that it's producing 4-inch in diameter hail. But you got to realize the radar is not at the ground level where we live every day. It's looking in the atmosphere. So it's telling you that this is capable of producing 4-inch diameter hail. That hail is going up in the atmosphere and it's being dropped down. And when it drops, obviously it's going to run into warmer air, etc. Kind of like, like how it does with winter weather. Everything starts off as snow and then it comes down comes to our neck of the woods down at the level, and then it turns into rain. So obviously the hail size is going to decrease as it's falling because it's melting. But this is still going to be capable of producing, I dare say, 2-inch in diameter hail. This is still going to produce some significant hail down here in Deshay County and also for our folks over here in Drew County at this time. Also, if you're looking at this storm from, I would say, let's take a look at it. That's going to be Highway 38, Deshay County. If you're looking at the storm, that's, if you're north and east of the storm and you're looking to the south, you're probably got this ominous sky right now that's like, either green or blue. It gets that green or blue hue to it because it's producing the significant large hail. So we want to reassure our folks down here in Southeastern Arkansas, this is not going to be a tornado producer. We're not expecting this thing to produce a massive tornado or anything like that. But I would definitely move your car, into the garage, or if you're out traveling, I'd definitely kind of take advantage of those awnings that those gas stations have, because this is going to produce some significant hail as it moves off towards the north and east here. We can put a track on it real fast, and let's do this real quick before we hop off. And this is going to be it right in here. We're going to take a track. I'd put it at about 30 miles per hour. So Reed is going to be on top of you within the next 9 minutes. Taylor over the next 9 minutes. The Winchester area over the next 13 minutes. And also Watson within the next 30 or so minutes here. This is also going to cross over Highway 65. This is also going to be Highway 1, Highway 4 over here. This is Highway 138, Highway 277, Highway 1, and County Road 524 over here. This is moving into the Shea County, and then eventually try to make its way up towards, that's the Shea. This is going to be southern, very, very southern Arkansas County before it leaves out of the state here. But this is definitely going to be producing some significant hail as it moves off towards the north and east here. But other than that, folks, that's really it at this time here. Like I said before, we went live for that storm up there in Van Buren County, and also for our folks up here in Pope County. Right now, like I said before, I hope nothing really touched down. I hope we didn't have any damage or anything like that. But when we look at radar, we're looking at, especially when we have severe weather, we're looking at radar, almost 24/7. We're studying and everything. We're looking at data. And when we see a storm that exhibits that kind of rotation, it's kind of hard to kind of, sit here and ignore it. We want to give you guys a heads up on what's going on. So I don't want anyone thinking, we're just, going live just to go live, to talk about something that's not there. There was rotation. There was a decent amount of rotation. There was enough evidence for us to go live. Trust us, we sit here, and conference that before we pull that trigger. So there was enough for us to go live. So other than that, that storm has died off. We continue to monitor those storms down there in Southeast Arkansas, because there are going to be some hailers down there. I'm really surprised there's not a severe thunderstorm warning considerable tag down there with that storm into Shea County. But that is Jackson's call. We don't control the watches. We don't control the warnings here in Arkansas Weather Watchers. So, Rich, do you have anything else you need to report, or is that all?
Nah, that's it. I don't have anything.
Okay. So what we're going to do, like I said before, we are going to go back over to our regular scheduled programming, which is just going to be our radar updates on the page. We want to reassure our guys down here in far southeastern Arkansas that none of this activity is tornadic. But what I would recommend is finding a gas station, finding an awning or something like that for you to take shelter in case of large hail as these storms are moving through. But right now, none of these storms are tornadic at this point. It's going to be loud. These storms are going to be capable of producing heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, large hail, and also the potential of 60-mile-per-hour winds as these storms continue to move off towards the north and east here. So, for myself, Chief Forecaster Cameron, and our Executive Director Rich, that is all we got for you guys right now. Obviously, if some of these storms exhibit strong rotation or we have a tornado warning, we will be back, and we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.